Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia, and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how you can activate the powerful divine feminine energy within so you can quantum jump more easily. Sometimes in life, we're used to doing things in a way that can create struggle in our system and that can be exhausting. So if you watch until the end of this video, I'll give you an idea on how to get what you want in life with less energy, more grace, more patience, and more ease. So truly your heart can align with the power of your soul and you can live your purest potential in this body. Okay? And if you're back on this channel or if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing and checking out the rest of my videos afterwards, because I break down the layers of your own consciousness in a way that can be easily digested by your mind so you can step into your metaphysical power on this planet. Okay? So to jump right into it is knowing that reality is flexible. Okay? That we are always experiencing reality from two different dimensions at one time. And when we're aware that from our higher self, everything we're getting to experience in reality is simply energy and information that we're choosing to align with, which is pure vibration. But from our body and our five senses and our identity, we are experiencing something as whole and solid, right? So always make the distinction, because then when you're trying to move from one version of yourself into another and you think everything is solid because your third dimensional body has to experience it as that, then you may think everything is stuck into place symbolically and it's hard to move. So always remind yourself as you're walking around the world and in your day-to-day activities that everything you're seeing is just vibrations of information in the higher dimensions, in your imagination, in the metaphysical world, translating into solid matter in the physical realm, which then you can experience. Okay? So make that shift into understanding everything is fluid energy from your higher dimensional consciousness. And it really comes down to slowly reprogramming your mind and allowing your soul, which is the divine mother and father, to talk to your body and your third dimensional self, including your mind, as if it's a sacred inner child. You can really have a conversation, you being the soul, to your mind that, hey, reality is working different now. Right? As you're talking to your mind as if it's sitting right across from you. I know we used to think that there was a beginning and end to our life on earth, because your mind still has a program that was running before your spiritual awakening or ascension or shift in consciousness. So you have to tell it, now, mind, we are getting to experience reality from a much more fluid manner, where we are able to now change the information we're associating with in the universe so we can experience something else in the physical realm. Okay? So once you do that, it'll become much easier, and the divine feminine will truly allow you to activate more of a receptiveness in yourself. So as you're sitting here watching this video or wherever you're at, imagine that everything you're wanting to create in life is in the universe already, right? Because from a quantum level, we're not creating anything. We like to use the word create because it gives our body an identity, an idea that we're making an impact to the world around us, and it gives us some type of story to go along with. But from the place of your soul, when you're in those visualization exercises or meditations, think that it's all just information. And whenever you have a thought, You're pulling down information, you're creating an emotional connection to it, and it's yours. So that reality where all your dreams exist, that information is already real because you've seen it in a different dimension, which is your imagination. Once you see it in your imagination, that parallel reality opens up in the universe, and it's there. The only difference is it hasn't come into physical form yet. So start to really feel that, and then as you're in this moment, feel as if everything you want is information in the universe. You found it because you are one with everything, and you are a soul that is getting to experience the entire universe in its own story. So remind yourself that, and bring everything in through your heart. Imagine there is this funnel of energy opening your heart center, opening any blockages you have, and like a tide of water and powerful wind coming in through your heart, because now you're really just allowing the universe to work through you instead of trying to use a mind to fight against its own programming. You're using your higher self to align with an energy, tune your body to that frequency by visualizing it coming in like a golden light into your body and your cells. And then you're working from your most powerful position, which is your infinite consciousness. Okay? So the divine feminine is truly allowing yourself to be still in moments with yourself so you can get used to being present, right? So one of the reasons why sometimes when we're quantum jumping or manifesting, there can be some friction is because we're used to, as a species, in today's day and age, assuming that gaining something in the external world will give us the fulfillment and peace and complete happiness that we're looking for. Now, don't get me wrong, your desires are important. And when you're deciding to explore this, third dimensional world and go towards certain experiences, that's beautiful. But those should be an addition of happiness and fulfillment to your system. You shouldn't be dependent on them. So start to really explain to yourself that, hey, in this moment, wherever I'm at, I have enough inside of me. I have the ability to interact with my internal world and be entertained and fulfilled by all the introspection that I'm looking at within myself, which will then activate your inner child. So instead of you always thinking of it as something is wrong, I have to change something within, when you're sitting with yourself, think of it now that you have an entire world of interesting energies and information that you're decoding, and there's mysteries in your system that you're finding out, right? That way, when you're with yourself, you can think of it as if you're an adventure of the soul, okay? And that'll allow you to realize that you can find entertainment and fulfillment with whatever your five senses are picking up on, by realizing that it's not always about just continuously reaching for something, that you are whole in this moment, and that gratitude, that feeling of completeness will allow you to not need the manifestation. So instead of you gripping onto what you're trying to create, you'll release the grip and you'll be more receptive to what's coming into your system from your soul, right? So that's another aspect of the divine feminine, is learning to practice detachment with the manifestations that you're creating and the parallel reality you're merging into. Now, another thing you can do is understand the properties of both energies, right? The divine masculine energy is sending out, it is action. The divine feminine energy is receiving and inaction. Okay, and you can even think of it in a way where the divine masculine is looking at what is the use of something. When you're decoding your emotions, and when you're trying to transmute your emotions from disempowering to empowering, and you're trying to immediately find out what is this emotion from, what is causing it, how can I change my thinking and improve what is going on in my system, that is masculine, because now you're trying to find a use for the emotion. Feminine is just being in the essence of what something is. So the more you practice understanding that you'll have to shift between both, then you'll know that the rest, the inaction, the being still with yourself, the getting used to your body now that you've had an awakening and you're learning how to reintegrate back into it, is the joy. It is where you're going to get that feeling of peace from. So always take yourself back to that place and realize that feeling like you don't have to be anybody while still going towards your goals, doing the actions you need to and the habits you need to, which is a masculine, will allow you from the feminine in times where you need more self-acceptance to really show those past traumas and versions of yourself a level of compassion and understanding and acceptance, because every part of you is like a person metaphorically, and these people that are inside of you, which are the emotions, the thoughts, the beliefs, sometimes you have to have a conversation with them, like they're sitting right across from you, and you have to just allow it to be heard and not say it's wrong or, try to bring it down in any way. Accept those parts of yourself. So the feminine will truly allow you in any moment to feel that there is no place to run, there is no place to do, and it'll create that stillness within you so you can have those downloads, so you can have those breakthroughs in what you're wanting to create. Okay? So consider these 2 or 3 steps and really understand that just because you are in a place at times where you're activating the divine feminine and you're being called to rest so you can be receptive to the downloads and information you need for the next step, doesn't mean that you're not progressing, because your subconscious mind may be trying to redeem the old version of you in which you may have felt like in life something wrong happened or something didn't work out the way you wanted it to. So you're wanting redemption. You're wanting that feeling of, I deserve this and I didn't like the old version of me, right? When you're in those thought patterns, which then gives you the inertia to change. But when we're continuously looking at that part in ourselves, like, something we did was wrong back then and we're trying to redeem ourselves through creating something new, it can be a good initiator of change, but it's not sustainable, because eventually the manifestations and the growth have to come from, I'm curious what I can do in this life. I want to see my soul express itself and surprise me as blessings, instead of I have to make a certain amount of money or have a certain amount of success or have a certain relationship to prove myself wrong, to get as far away as I can from that older version of me that I did not accept. So when you can sit with everything you are and be in that present moment with whatever is going on in your system, you'll find that acceptance and it'll lead you to that place of expansion that you're looking for. And continually with the masculine, visualize what you're wanting, feel the timeline, do the exercises you may need to do, create the habits and structures around where you're going. But afterwards, when you're not in the moment of doing a task for your manifestation, try to be present and accept whatever is happening in this moment so you can learn to enjoy other parts of life. Okay? I want to tell you, each and every single one of you beautiful, powerful starseed souls and hypersensitive powerhouses, I have a quiz in the description down below which will give you an idea of the interdimensional skills that you didn't know you had, so you can use them to enhance life. Okay, so definitely check that out. You'll gain a lot of information about yourself, and every month I'm hosting this powerful cosmic online workshop where I look at the archetype of a starseed and a hypersensitive, which I am, which you are, and find out what are the missing blocks that we need in order to truly thrive on this planet. And what I've come up with is understanding how to create a science around the metaphysical world impacting the physical realm. And so if you come to my next workshop, you'll learn how to use certain interdimensional skills to change energy in the metaphysical realm so you can experience certain changes you want to see in the physical. We've came into our spiritual knowledge so we can understand how to use it for a better life, not to just have it be there. So definitely email me if you're interested. You won't regret it, and it'll be very much worth your time, because I design each single workshop of mine to be articulate and well structured so your mind can absorb with where your soul wants to go. Okay, and if you're wanting more help too, I also offer coaching. But please feel in this moment that you are exactly where you need to be. Feel present with your shadow, have compassion for it, sit with it, get used to it. That is part of you. Don't fight it. Be present and receptive to what the universe is giving you, and believe that it's coursing through your body. Okay? Well, you guys have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Stay in simplicity, peace, and power, and always follow your creativity and that feeling inside of you. Okay? Bye.